This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, or maybe from some of these other Locked On Sports postcasts we do. We also do the Locked On Warriors and Locked On 49ers postcast as well. But today, the Giants lost their second consecutive game to the awful Miami Marlins tonight at Oracle Park. 8-5 is your final in extra innings. And with only one out and two runners in scoring position in the bottom of the ninth inning, Pat Bailey delivered a clutch base hit to score the runner from third, but Matt Williams decides to send Jung Hoo Lee home from second base. Just an awful decision, and it cost the Giants the game. Lee was thrown out by 20-plus feet at home, and the game goes into extra innings where Camilo Doval surrenders 4 runs and couldn't get out of it. Ultimately, the Giants wasted yet another dominant outing by Logan Webb. Stop me if you've heard this before, and they lose the series to the Miami Marlins. We'll break it all down, but first, I want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. If you aren't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. However you're tuning in, we appreciate it. And make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. My guy, Ben Kaspick, always does a great job. And I am frustrated. I am pissed off, man. After this game and what they did last night, I know we didn't have a show last night. I apologize for that. I went to go see Wu-Tang Clan in concert at Chase Center just down the street from Oracle Park. And thank God I did, because I cannot stand to watch the Giants just lose games like this. I mean, this should be a win. The Marlins running into outs all day long on the bases, just trying to hand you the damn game. And the Giants, all they have to do is play smart there in the ninth inning, and they give themselves a real shot to win that game. I mean, Christian Cos did hit the ball pretty hard with 2 outs, and he lined out into the left side of the infield, but you would have had another at bat. Mike Yastrzemski had already gone deep in this when he led off this game with a home run for the Giants. But I just cannot stand running into outs, especially in that situation. You cannot send that runner. That has to be Matt Williams' biggest mistake of his entire time as a third base coach for the San Francisco Giants. I was screaming sitting here in my apartment watching this one unfold. I have no idea what the hell he was seeing. I started screaming before the throw even came home. What the hell was the point of sending Jung Hoo Lee on that play? I know the guy's fast, but he's not the Flash. Like, he's not just going to get home from third base in 0.1 seconds. Takes at least a little bit of time for him to get there. I just do not know what Matt Williams was seeing on that play. And let's just call it what it is right now. It's today's turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And this was, I mean, the turning point's obvious. It was in that ninth inning. It was the decision to send Jung Hoo Lee. That Pat Bailey single could have been the turning point in a good way for the Giants. We could have been talking about that as they hit the tied the game and then led to later on the winning run scoring, which it very well could have in that ninth inning if Mike Yastrzemski / Wilmer Flores had been able to come up in this one. Wilmer Flores had pinch hit for Yaz earlier in the game, so he was going to be the next batter after Cos. And I would have loved to see Wilmer get an opportunity to bat in that situation. Your team's leading RBI man. You have to be able to have the wherewithal to let that guy get in that bat in that inning and not leave it all up to Christian Cos. Just an absolutely awful situation for the Giants. Earlier in that inning, by the way, Willy Adames almost walked this one off. He sent one deep to left field, but a cold night here in San Francisco. It's been super foggy lately. That ball just died on its way out to left. If that's a day game, that ball's flying out of the yard. I mean, if we saw plenty of balls that were hit softer than that on Sunday, that all left the yard against the Red Sox in that series. They had 6 home runs in that game. I mean, they were just flying out of the yard. And so Oracle Park played like Oracle Park tonight. It was very, very windy, very cold, and the ball wasn't traveling. And Willy Adames also had another one earlier in the game where it looked like it might get out over that left field wall. So Willy Adames comes close twice, but no cigar. He did have that deep fly ball in extra innings ended up being a sac fly and scored a run. So it was still a productive out. But I mean, the Giants were so close to winning this game, and you had to play better than they did tonight behind Logan Webb. And there's so many other issues that they had tonight. Like, again, just 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position. You leave 6 guys on base, and they just could not manage to come up with that big hit again. It's the same thing, the same narrative every single night. The Giants failing to come up with these big hits. I mean, their margins are so razor thin. And tonight, we also can't overlook the fact that Camilo Doval got absolutely rocked in extra innings. I mean, he could not complete that 10th inning. He had to come out with 2 outs in the 10th. So Sean Jelly could come in mop-up duty and finish up the inning. But Doval in that inning gave up 4 runs, 2 walks, and 2 hits. I mean, the extra bases coming back to haunt you in that. Only 3 of those runs were earned, by the way. But Doval missing his spots. His command looked off, and that is something that concerns me. I said a couple days ago I was not concerned about Camilo Doval giving up a couple runs, but when he's missing his spots like this and he looks this inconsistent on the mound, that does concern me, because that is what derailed him last season. Wasn't that his mechanics got super funky or anything like that. It was his mental set when he couldn't overcome his own brain and get the ball over the plate for a strike. Things got really bad for Camilo Doval. And that started to happen a little bit today. So definitely something to watch going forward, as the Giants this is just such a frustrating loss, because this team looked like it had some momentum coming out of that Boston series. And lo and behold, they come out and drop yet another game 1 of a home series. I mean, they have just been god awful in these home series openers this season. I think they still only have 4 wins all season in first games of home series. So the Giants just need to figure out a way to start winning these damn games to start the series. It puts you in a much better situation where you can have some wiggle room. If you lose the second or third game of the series, you can still come out with a series win if you're winning that first game of the series and then one of the other 2. It's not that hard. Even I can do that kind of math in my own head. And I never said that I was good at math or smart. And so the Giants, you increase your odds significantly at winning series if you just win the first game of the series. Easier said than done, as evident by their record in those first games of home series this year so far. But this has got to be one of the more frustrating losses of the Giants season. It felt like this one was right there for the taking. I just truly don't know what the hell Matt Williams was seeing out there that told him to send Jung Hoo Lee. I mean, that ball was not very well hit to left field, a little blooper out to left, and the left fielder came up with it pretty quick, ready to throw home. Just absolutely horrible stuff for the Giants. A gut punch way to lose. And you lose to a team that's more than 10 games under 500, not once, but twice, and you lose the series. This is supposed to be that stretch of the schedule where the Giants are able to make up some ground on the rest of the National League West, where they were able to go on a little bit of a win streak and kind of put that 5-6 game skid behind them. Instead, they lose a series to the Miami Marlins. This is awful. And the Giants, that's what you're going to be talking about after this one, is how absolutely inconsistent this team is.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And what you're going to be talking about is as I said, how inconsistent this Giants team is. They constantly give you just enough to make you believe that maybe this team can put it together and make a run into the postseason. Maybe they could even win a series in the postseason and do a little bit of damage. I mean, they are that talented with their pitching staff, and when they start to hit, it really looks like they can put it together. They have the best bullpen in all of baseball, despite what you saw from Camilo Doval and Tyler Rogers tonight. He is not exempt. Tyler Rogers giving up 2 runs in the 8th inning, probably his worst inning of the entire season so far. Tyler Rogers gave up 4 hits and 2 runs in that inning. An infield hit kind of started it off, and it just cascaded from there, and it got bad. I mean, for the Giants to lose this game when they had only given up 2 runs through the first 7 innings, and they lose 8-5, it's just aggravating. It's agonizing. It is painful to watch this team try to put together any sort of consistency. This is unbelievably frustrating. And just for the cherry on top, you waste a Logan Webb day. Webb day is supposed to be win day. Logan Webb pitched like it was going to be win day for the Giants. Did have 3 walks today. It was a little higher than he has been. It's a lot more walks in one game than he's been issuing as of late. But he did have 6 strikeouts, only gave up 2 earned runs, and only gave up 6 hits in his 6 innings of work. So he was navigating some traffic on the base paths, but we know how Logan Webb is with that. Ground ball magician, 6 ground outs in this one. So Logan Webb was very, very good overall in this game. He also did throw 102 pitches, only 67 of them for strikes. Could have lived in the zone a little bit more, but overall a pretty good day. And he maybe could have gone a 7th inning if he had been living in that zone a little bit more and keeping that pitch count down, but he wasn't quite able to do that today. And usually that's not a problem because this bullpen has been lights out all year. But today, man, frustrating loss for the Giants. Don't go anywhere. We got more to break down on the other side of this one. We still got to figure out who we're going to give the player of the game to. And we also got to break down a couple more key moments from this game. Casey Schmidt, some problems after getting hit on the hand. What are the Giants going to do at second base? Is he going to play third? Is he going to be able to play third base until Matt Chapman comes back? Lots of questions to answer about Casey Schmidt on the other side of the Locked On Giants postcast. Don't go anywhere. Today's show is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money is more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. When I started using Monarch, I realized I was wasting a ton of money on eating out every week. Monarch made it clear what changes I need to make, and now I budget smarter and do some meal prep at home, help keep those costs down. It is so easy to track my spending now that I only need to use Monarch to track all of my finances. It's the easiest and most convenient finance app on the market. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com. Code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. And today's show is also brought to you by Rugiet. Guys, you've probably heard of Viagra or Cialis, but maybe you've even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond the usual pill, it's time to meet Rugiet Ready. Rugiet Ready is a next-gen prescription treatment designed to amplify arousal in the brain and boost blood flow. Unlike the usual pills that can take hours, Rugiet's 3-in-1 formula dissolves under your tongue and kicks in fast, on average, in just 15 minutes. Effects can last up to 36 hours, so you can stay confident and in control when the moment is right. If traditional options haven't worked for you, Rugiet might be the answer. With over 150,000 men have already made the switch. I love that it's completely online. Rugiet connects you with a board-certified doctor and ships your treatment discreetly to your door. You can even read real customer reviews on their site. It's helping a lot of people feel more confident and present in the moment. Head to Rugiet.com/LockedOnMLB and use code LockedOnMLB to get 15% off today. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnMLB and use promo code LockedOnMLB for 15% off. Individual results may vary with prescription treatment. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Please visit the Rugiet website for full safety information. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and today, what a just frustrating, bang your head against the wall type loss My guy Donnie in the chat saying, it's bad when Lee is showing frustration. Yeah, Jung Hoo Lee, usually very polite, mild-mannered, it never really shows a ton of signs of frustration. Saw this guy swing and miss at strike 3 and just slam his bat into the ground, like not full on Brett Gardner, like breaking the bat, hitting it on the ground, but I thought he was going to, man. Like, he hit that ground pretty hard with the damn bat. And you can just feel the frustration on this Giants team, especially offensively, and especially with Lee in particular, man. I mean, another really, really just subpar night for him offensively. He did walk a couple of times and he did score a run, but another night where he fails to collect a hit, has a strikeout in a big moment. He has not been very good at the plate. He has not been himself. As of late, that batting average slowly falling down. It's at 252 now. And not what the Giants thought they were going to get from him this year. But remember, this guy is still facing all of these major leaguers pretty much for the first time in his career, because he did not have a very long season last year. And so a lot of this is brand new to him. And so Jung Hoo Lee having some growing pains. And I hope that he's going to figure it out, because I really love the way that this guy profiles as a player. And I think he's a great addition to this team. It's fun to go out there and root for him. He's an easy player to root for. And I want him to succeed. I really do. And he's great defensively in center field, but he's got to start delivering on the offensive end of things. Speaking of delivering on the offensive end of things, a guy who has been doing that very well lately for the Giants, Casey Schmidt, gets hit on the hand in the late innings of this one, and he looked like he was in a lot of pain. You kept seeing the broadcast. He did stay in the game, and you kept seeing the broadcast zooming in on that hand while Casey was in the field. He kept kind of fidgeting with it. You could see that it was swollen and bright red. And in that last inning, if you were paying attention to who was on deck when the final out was made for the Giants, it was not Casey Schmidt, even though it was his spot in the order coming up. It was Brett Wisely standing in the on-deck circle. That's a big concern, because the last thing this Giants team needs is more injuries to key hitters, and specifically to third baseman. I mean, who the hell else is going to play third base? Rafi Devers going to be used in emergency duty at third base? I mean, I think that would not be a very good situation. He has shown that, recently he's not been the best defensive third baseman, and he hasn't played in the field at all this season. So very, very, very concerning for what the Giants are going to do at third base. Maybe Tyler Fitzgerald comes back up and you play him at second and you move Koss over to third. I don't really know what you do in this scenario. The Giants are going to have to make a move. I've seen a couple people clamoring for Wade Meckler to come up and play third base for the big league club. Maybe you have Brett Wisely playing some games. I really don't know what the situation is, but I can tell you none of the answers that the Giants have to replace Casey Schmidt are very good ones right now. There is nobody that can play that position that is going to give you what he has been giving you at the dish lately. I mean, he has shown a ton of power. He has been hitting for average. He's done everything you've wanted in a backup replacement for Matt Chapman. He's played so well that he's basically earned the job at second base once Chapman comes back, because you need his bat in the order. An injury, if Casey Schmidt has to miss any real amount of time, this is really bad for this Giants offense, because Rafi Devers still hasn't gotten going. You still have a slumping Jung Hoo Lee. You still don't have Matt Chapman back. There's a lot of holes in this order right now. Elliot Ramos continues to be a man of business and show up and collect at least one or two hits every night. Seems like he's always got an RBI too. Tonight, no different. He goes 2 for 5 with an RBI, and he was awesome, as he usually is. He made a great throw to get an outfield assist at second base in this one as well. Played a great game. But somebody else has to step up. This is the same thing we discuss time in and time out with these Giants. You cannot just have one or two guys in a batting order of 9 people producing and expect to have good results. I mean, the Giants were lucky to score those 5 runs tonight. They only had 5 hits. They drew 4 walks. I mean, it's not like they had a ton of base runners in this one. Meanwhile, the Marlins, they had 13 hits and 6 walks. I mean, they had guys on base all damn day. The Giants struggling to get guys on base. And when you do get them there, you struggle to bring them in. You struggle to move them over. There are massive parts of this lineup where it just seems like a barren wasteland. It's just desolate. You're searching and praying for a hit to come from somewhere, like an act of God to deliver the Giants a base hit is seemingly what this team needs, because nobody on this team wants to play with any sort of consistency. It's very frustrating, and I'm so tired of watching them waste dominant outings by Logan Webb. He's got to be the most frustrated guy in that locker room. He rarely shows it. He kind of, is more of that reserved, quiet Logan Webb. You can see it on his face sometimes, but he's rarely going to come out and speak to the media about how frustrated he is. We all remember the defining moment last season when he did, and he basically told the media, "We're just not very good." And Logan Webb, I think he probably feels a little bit better about this team as a whole than he did about last year's team as a whole. But you can't have the sentiment about the offense probably isn't very different. This team has not been very good at the plate. They score 5 runs today, and that's good because when they score 4 or more, they usually win. But the bullpen just fell apart today as well, and you got to have 2 of those 3 things delivering, right? Like you got to have starting pitching and relief pitching playing well and the offense scraping a few runs by to win, or you got to have the starting pitching playing really well and the offense playing really well, and the bullpen can afford to give up a couple runs, or the starting pitching isn't great, but manageable, and then the bullpen shuts it down and the offense delivers. That you got to have 2 of the 3. Pick 2 and keep on going. If you only have 1, you're not going to win very many ball games. And the Giants right now, at least for today's game, they only had 1 of those things deliver, and that was effective starting pitching. The rest of the Giants let Logan Webb down today. Before we get on out of here, we got to give out a player of the game. So let's get into it. Tonight's player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And I'm going to give it to Logan Webb. Not surprising. This guy, dominant. I mean, he should be in in contention for the National League Cy Young. He's in the top 10 in strikeouts, ERA, and has 7 wins on the season. All of those are within the top 10 of Major League Baseball pitchers. And so Logan Webb absolutely should be considered for Cy Young this year in the National League. I mean, he's just been dominant. And usually it's the strikeouts that hold him back, right? Like he's got the innings, he's got the ERA. In the strikeout numbers just don't match up to some of these other guys. And the numbers just don't look as sexy as maybe like a Paul Skeens or others do. And Logan Webb, I mean, today, all season long, not just today, all season long, more strikeouts again. It's 6 today. I mean, that seems a little low for what he's been doing as of late. I mean, most of the time, Webby has just been absolutely dominant with those strikeouts. I mean, this month in his prior start, he got 9 against the Guardians. He only had 4 against the Dodgers, but he had 10 against the Braves, 7 against the Padres. Prior to that, last month, his last start of May, he had 10 against the Tigers. He has been on an absolute roll, just mowing down dudes. And if Logan Webb can now hunt strikeouts, that's a big deal because Logan Webb obviously can get a ground out whenever he wants. Now, if he can strike you out whenever he wants to, I don't know what else this guy needs to do to prove that he is one of the most dominant pitchers in all of Major League Baseball, if not the most dominant pitcher in the National League. Logan Webb should absolutely warrant some consideration for National League Cy Young voting, and we need to start clamoring for this now because this guy always gets snubbed. I feel like part of me feels like he might be destined to always finish 2nd or 3rd for like his entire career in National League Cy Young voting. And I hate that. Logan Webb deserves national recognition. He deserves to be rewarded for what he's been doing, despite the fact that the Giants constantly let him down. And it's a bummer that they couldn't come out with the win tonight to support Logan Webb gets Matt caned yet again. It's all the time that we got for you guys today here on the Locked On Giants Postcast. A very, very frustrating loss for the Giants today. A very frustrating series loss for the Giants to start this week. Man, you got to win tomorrow. You cannot get swept by the Miami Marlins, or I am going to be furious on tomorrow's show. We'll see how it goes, and we'll be coming to you live tomorrow after the day game at Oracle Park to wrap up this series against the Marlins. Don't miss that show. Make sure you're following us on YouTube, on wherever you're getting your podcast, and make sure you got those notifications turned on so you never miss a show. That's all the time that we got for you guys today. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll see you next time. Peace.